Hi everybody, I'm Valerie Partinsky and I'm an Andis educator, and I'm here to talk about the new Andis Vida clippers. Sorry, I've been using them so they have a little hair on them. So Pet Edge has them for sale right now, and they are offering free shipping, so something to keep in mind. These are a 5-in-1 clipper, so they do go from a 9, 10, 15, 30, and 40 blade setting, which is really great. They have a 90-minute runtime and they take an hour to charge, so keep that in mind. But if you have it charged in the morning and you use it on every single dog for your prep work, it's probably going to last you all day. Unless you're doing mostly poodles where you're spending a lot of time shaving faces and feet, this will last me throughout the entire day. So it's got a lithium-ion battery, and it's a really nice lightweight clipper. It fits really well in the hand. It's got this nice texture on the outside to keep it comfortable so it doesn't feel like it's going to fall out or slip easily. So it's really small so it can get underneath your dogs really nicely, but it doesn't feel like so light that it's going to fall apart in your hand. It's basically the perfect weight to feel substantial, but to feel really comfortable holding it all day long. It's got a really great charging stand. That's not wobbly at all. It's really nice and heavy duty and just sets right in there. I've really loved it on my station because I could just set it in there towards the end of the day so that it is charged and ready to go for me in the morning. So I'm going to do a little demo of this clipper. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about. For pads, I use the 40 and 30 blade setting unless it's a dog that gets really irritated. So something to keep in mind there. I use often the 9 blade setting on any thin coated dogs just to get on the inner corners of their eyes. So you can use, easy girly, easy. You can use the 9 blade to get right in here on some dogs that have like more of like a wispy type hair and you don't want it to be a blunt shave line there. You can also use it on thicker coated dogs, 10 blade in between these corners of the eyes here. And also a really cool little trick is if you've got more of a straight coated dog, you can use it on the 15 setting and very carefully just sort of scoop out right here, and it'll give you a nice blended shaved area there, and it'll just blend right into your visor. So I use a 40 blade on the inner corners of the ears. So these are all things that I use this clipper for on every single haircut dog that I do. So I'm going to show you how to do a poodle face on her. This is my dog Fury. She's 11 months old, almost 11 months old. So she's still kind of a nervous little Nelly. We're working on it, but she's a very sweet, good girl. So I'm going to show you how to do her face. Take this off here. You're a good girl. Now, this puppy has had her face and feet and tail band shaved since she was a teeny tiny little puppy every single week. So her skin is very used to being shaved, and that's very important to know when you are doing poodle faces and feet. If it were a client dog, and let's say we're a white poodle, I would, for the very first time that they were in, do a 9 blade on the feet and face. And then eventually work my way up to maybe a 10 or a 15. And that is the shortest that I would go on a client dog's feet and face. For her, because I know that she gets it done every single week, so her skin is used to it, think of it as if a man has a very long beard and he all of a sudden just shaves it off completely, he's probably gonna have some irritation because his skin isn't used to it being shaved. But if he was shaving it several times a week, it's probably not going to get irritated very often. So you have to think of it that way. So if her face was very fuzzy and had been grown out for 8 weeks, I would not do a very short blade on her. But for today, because her skin is so used to it, I'm going to do a 30 blade. Again, do what feels comfortable for you. You can use a 9, 10, or 15, but I'm going to do a 30 blade on her. So what I like to do is set in basically my connect the dots. I set in all of my lines first. So I'm going to move her top knot out of the way. And on the 30 blade setting, I'm going to clean out the inside of her ear here. And then I'm going to do a straight line right into the outer corner of her eye, going in reverse. Good girl. And then I'm going to pull her eye tight and sort of cover it up. And then with the outer corner of my blade, I'm just going to line her eye like eyeliner. And then I'm going to do a straight line from the inner corner to the inner corner. Good girl. Good girl. Do the same thing on the other side. Turn her head a little bit so you can see. Move the top knot out of the way. And a nice straight line to the outer corner of the eye. And then again, line the eye like eyeliner. So now we've got all of those lines set. Now I'm going to set in the throat area. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to have her stand, first of all. Stand. Stand. Come here. Stand up. You gotta have the front and the back half done. Gotta stand all of them. Good girl. There we go. Nope. Nope. Fury. Fury. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Okay. So I'm going to take my fingers and run them down. And right where it indents on her neck, I'm going to go above that. So I'm just going to set that in and go straight up. And then I'm going to start connecting these dots. So from the inner ear down to that line that we set on the throat and start shaving everything in between. And any little swirls and colics, we're going to go in reverse of those. So for the throat, I want to raise up her head nice and high so that this part is all stretched out so I can safely shave up there without worrying about catching anything. Good girl. And the same thing on the other side. Good girl. Okay, now we're going to go straight down the nose. Good girl. And I'm holding her face just firmly enough so that she knows not to move, but really, really gently enough that she feels comfortable with it. She's basically just resting her head in my hand right now. So she was licking, so as soon as I saw that she was done licking, I did a little swipe. Just like that. Just so I know I don't catch her tongue. And then to get along the lip line, you're going to pull it into a nice tight smile, and using the corner of your clipper, get right along those lip lines. Good girl. And then you want to lift up the lip so that you can get all of this stuff in the front, but you have to wait for them to stop licking. Easy. Good girl. There we go. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. Pull the face into a smile. Good girl. and get right along the edges of the lips. Now the great thing about these 5-in-1 clippers is that I always test to make sure that my blade is not getting hot on my wrist. That's a pretty sensitive area on your body, so it's a good place to test your blades as opposed to your hand that can tolerate a lot more. These do not get hot enough to cause irritation. They are obviously going to feel slightly warm just because of friction, but I've never had them get hot enough that they could ever be uncomfortable for the dog. But I also make sure that I oil my blades in between every single dog. So again, Pet Edge does have these for sale on their website right now, and they are offering free shipping on these clippers. You can tell that they're nice and quiet. They might sound a little bit louder on camera just because cameras pick things up like that, but they are very quiet clippers. And they're just like the perfect size. And then I'm just going to clean up my lines here and make sure that they're even and straight and neat. Good girl. Oh, you couldn't see that beautiful face before, but now you sure can. Oh, what a lovely lady. Good girl. I've been lucky enough to use these clippers for probably over 6 months now, and I've absolutely loved them. I've had zero issues with them. The blades stay nice and sharp for a really long time, which makes me very happy because then I don't have to replace them as often. So if you're looking for a new 5-in-1 clipper, these are definitely the ones to get right now. The new 5-in-1 Andis Vida, and you can get them through Pet Edge. Thank you so much.